Two-party politics in the U.S. has long been the norm and to some an unfortunate reality. There are some people to change that, looking to make changes, trying to get an alternative political party into the spotlight. The CEO of the Forward Party, Lindsey Drath, is here on the Final Five. She's up late with me to talk about it here on the show tonight. Good to see you. Thanks for coming in.
Hey, Jim. Thanks for having me.
We've heard a lot of talk about the Forward Party.
Yeah.
The announcement, it's kind of trickled down over the last year or so, getting into full swing. Explain to people, what is the Forward Party?
The Forward Party is a new political party in the United States. We are a movement of tens of thousands of former Republicans, Democrats, independents coming together to change our broken political system. And we're growing here, right here in the DMV, actually.
We know that this was really something that started, the genesis was, is Andrew Yang, who ran for president as a Democrat, has since left the Democratic Party to help build this Forward Party. But there are people, former Governor Christine Todd Whitman of New Jersey involved with this, the likes of people who worked in the Trump administration and other previous administrations here. You know, is there an ideology that you're shooting for in the party, or when you bring people from different sides of the political spectrum, it's tough to get everybody on the same page with something?
It is. But, you know, we would say that we are an ideologically inclusive party. Right now, our goal is to put the power back in the hands of the people. We have two parties right now who ascribe litmus tests to both their voters and their politicians and say that that's the way that they need to govern. That's not how our communities are structured, though. And so the Forward Party here is, we're here to put the power back in the hands of the American voters. And we're going to let the voters decide what they want.
In terms of getting people to run, obviously you don't have a party unless you have people deciding to run here. I mean, are you looking to build on the local level and build up from there? Are you looking to field candidates for Congress from the get-go? How do you build when you have a blank slate? Where do you start from? Where do you plant those seeds?
Yeah, I mean, they say all politics is local, and that is our focus right now. Step by step, state by state, creating the party structures. It's actually, the two-party system right now creates pretty high barriers to entry for candidates that aren't Republicans and Democrats. So, for example, right here in Maryland, we have to collect 10,000 signatures to take to the Secretary of State to achieve ballot access as a party. And we're doing that state by state based on the rules of every state. But we have folks coming to us from all over the country. Just yesterday morning, I woke up to a LinkedIn note from the former mayor of Hermosa Beach, California, who said, "I've heard about what you're doing, and I've, at different points in my career, been a registered independent, a registered Republican, and a registered Democrat, and I want to be a forward candidate now." So we're hearing that all over the country.
And it's interesting when you look at the political systems in other countries where you have, 4, 5, 6 healthy political parties. You have different voices where you have parties that believe in the same things, but maybe how they approach it is a bit differently. Is this, when you look at the party, when you look at the Forward Party and the candidates that you would like to attract and the people that you would like to see elected, what's the approach? Are you trying to be more confrontational about it? Is it more about building conversations? I mean, it really is, because the political system has changed, heck, not just in the last 20 years, the last 10 years, the last 5 years.
Yeah, it's about building consensus. And the other nations that you reference that allow for more choice at the ballot box, that's allowed because of actually the way people participate as voters. So they use all sorts of really great innovations like ranked choice voting or nonpartisan primaries. The Virginia governor's race, Governor Youngkin was actually elected by the Republican Party of Virginia with a ranked choice vote. So these things are starting to be normalized in America, and with the introduction of some of these innovations, the chance for a new political party is very real.
Yeah. People obviously, when they hear about adding another party, there are people who are concerned about how this might take away from, say, the Democrats or the Republicans. Yeah, I mean, and that has been something that we have seen play in one way or another. So when people say you're just going to spoil the elections, what's your response to that?
Well, I think that it's this combination of both the creation of this really disruptive, exciting new party in America that is a consensus-focused party focused on problem solving, and then running those candidates in some of these really exciting new forums, like a ranked choice voting ballot or a nonpartisan primary, where you actually eliminate that spoiler factor.
So you like the idea of ranked choice voting, because that has been really controversial.
Yeah. Well, New York City used it in their last mayoral election. The Democratic Party used it there. You're seeing it passed in municipalities all across the country. In fact, in Arlington right now, they have a really great initiative to pass ranked choice voting.
Yeah, we've seen that playing out, again, on many of these local levels where it is sort of an incubator here for democracy, for lack of a better term.
The laboratories of democracy all over the country, different municipalities and towns, we're seeing it. It's really exciting.
Do you expect to have forward candidates on the ballot this year, or is it still a process you're building up to?
2024 is going to be a huge year for us. We're really excited. Right now, we have official party status in 5 states. We're going to see over 20 states where we have official party status by the end of the year. We just merged with a really cool organization in California, run by a former member of Congress named Tom Campbell, called the Common Sense Party of California. They already had 26,000 members. We need 73,000 signatures in order to achieve ballot access in California. We see that happening by the end of the year.
Well, we know, too, the last time that we had a third party on the scene was the Reform Party, which elected Jesse Ventura. But in that case, you sort of had some infighting in some of these other parties, which in the end did not bode well. But when you have unity, it plays into it differently.
Yeah, it does. It does. And I think that's unity. I really feel strongly, and we as a party feel strongly, will be achieved by putting the power in the hands of the communities and the people, as opposed to a top-down prescriptive methodology for politics.
Well, it's good to share some different perspectives on this one, and clearly something we're going to be talking about. Lindsey Drath, thanks for coming in tonight.
Thanks, Jim. Nice to meet you. Thanks so much.
And the Final Five is back right after